Take a good look at this woman. This is a beautiful, strong, wonderful, and kind woman. Her name is Betty Lou Spillers, and her photograph has been associated with the story of Janie Lou Gibbs, who is a serial killer notorious for murdering 5 members of her own family by poisoning them with arsenic. Somehow this image of Betty has circulated around the internet and is on various websites claiming that it's a picture of Janie Lou Gibbs. I probably don't need to spell out for you all the ways that that's wrong. The way I found out this is a picture of Betty Lou Spillers and not a picture of Janie Lou Gibbs is because I used this image in my video about Janie Lou Gibbs that I posted on Halloween last week. One of her granddaughters saw my TikToks about it that uses that image and got the shock of her life. I could go on and on right now about how mortified and embarrassed I am personally, but that's not important. The thing that's important right now is there's a picture circulating of this beloved wife, mother, and grandmother that is associated with a horrible person, and that cannot stand. And so first and foremost, before I talk about anything else, I'm gonna pop up on the screen right now a few different websites that are still marketing this ebook written by an author named Jane Carlisle. And Jane Carlisle, for reasons unknown, used this image of Betty Lou Spillers on the cover of her book about Janie Lou Gibbs. I don't know how she got the image. I don't know why she thought the image was of Janie Lou Gibbs. I don't know if someone on the internet posted that image of Betty Lou Spillers and put Janie Lou Gibbs' name on it, and that's what Jane Carlisle saw. But it's irrelevant because it just can't exist anymore. It has to be removed. This is heartbreaking to this family. This family has nothing but wonderful things to say about their grandma and mother. This is causing a family pain that they never needed to experience. They've already had to deal with losing this beloved woman because she passed away from cancer. So this is not an added stress that any of them need. At this time, I want to apologize again to the Spillers family, anyone related to Betty. I am so incredibly sorry, and I am absolutely mortified that I added to this situation. I can never express to you how sorry I am. I only hope that this video that I'm making right now reaches enough people, that can reach enough people that get all of the images of your grandmother removed so that you never have to think about this ever again. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the Janie Lou Gibbs thing in general because I don't want Betty Lou Spillers to be associated with that woman in any way, shape, or form ever again. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, it's already been handled. It's already been taken care of. If not, go to the links and please comment and leave reviews and try to make people aware of the situation. This is a wrong that needs to be righted like yesterday. So I was approached by 2 of Betty's granddaughters, Tyler and Jennifer. One of them commented on my YouTube channel, and I think it was Tyler, but I've deleted the video, so I'm not sure. So I'm sorry if it wasn't Tyler. My bad. They commented there, and then they found my Instagram and they contacted me on Instagram as well. We chatted and they showed me that this image, this specific image of their grandmother, is a treasured image. And in fact, there's many hand-drawn and painted images of Betty in a similar pose. So it's not even just that there's that one headshot. There's several headshots and different pieces of artwork that look almost exactly like it. So it's very blatantly obvious that it is a picture of Betty Lou Spillers. I'm gonna go ahead and put on screen the screenshots that I was sent that confirm this, just so you can see with your own eyes that what I'm saying is absolutely 100% true. Tyler and Jennifer were very, very understanding and very kind to me, and I really appreciated that. And I cannot express enough how embarrassed I am. So thank you for showing me grace. I really appreciate it. I'm going to add links in the description as well that you can easily click on and go write reviews to make these websites aware that they are selling things that are fake news. I know that's totally become a meme, but this is fake, totally fake. This isn't even a picture of the right person. How do we know anything in that biography is true or accurate if they can't even get the picture right. That is not a very good look for any place that is marketing it still. The reason I became part of this whole mess is because I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that a major company like Barnes & Noble would carry a book available that had a legitimately wrong, false picture on the cover. That's just insane to me. I do extensive research on all my videos. I never use any information that I don't know is correct. And the irony of this situation is I had to put a bunch of edits into the video about Janie Lou Gibbs anyway, because there's so much information on the internet that is sketchy. And so I made everyone anonymous in the story except for her because I didn't want to be disrespectful. And so of course, I end up using a picture that's not right. When Tyler and I were chatting, she wrote me a few things about her grandmother, and she said it was okay if I shared her quote with you. This is just insane to me. My grandmother was the most selfless person on this earth, and to be labeled as a killer really is just so degrading and disgusting. She was the best, raised me until she died of bone marrow cancer and diabetes. Had 5 children, was married to my grandfather, who is now a veteran. She traveled the world, with him being stationed at many different states for his work. She's Cherokee descent. She spent a long period of time in Hawaii raising my aunts and uncles, then moved to Oklahoma and had my father. She was quite literally the farthest thing from a killer. And my world has been shook up. I'm in disbelief that this author used my grandmother's photo like this. Quite literally, I don't even know how this even happened. Tyler, you're 100% right. I don't understand how it happened either, and it should have never happened. When Jennifer and I were chatting back and forth, she said, I love a murder podcast, but she was a legit saint. And if I saw a picture of one of my grandmothers associated with a horrible, evil person, I don't even know what I would do. I would be so furious. This is not a cool situation at all. This is something I've been thinking about just in general, because I'm sure you all have noticed that true crime has been under a lot of scrutiny right now on TikTok and the media, internet culture in general. People are really having a lot of conversations about if true crime is appropriate or ethical. And I don't want to go too much into my own personal views on that. Clearly, I enjoy true crime. I make true crime content. I try to be as respectful as possible when I make my content. Usually when I post something, it's accurate. If it wasn't accurate, I wouldn't post it. But I understand for a lot of people, that's not the only issue. And I think everyone's opinions are valid. I think everyone is a free agent and gets to think and feel however they want. So no shade to you, whatever your opinions are, I respect your opinions. What I'm trying to segue into is, I have noticed that people will say things about specifically true crime. People will make claims and say things and post pictures of people, and they don't know if they're legitimate. And that to me is a real problem. And we're seeing the effects of things like that in this exact video, in this exact situation. Now, I had absolutely no idea there was anything wrong with the content of my video. But that's the whole problem. As I said earlier, I did a ton of research and I looked at a bunch of different things. And one thing I saw consistently over and over again with the image of Betty Lou Spillers is that it was put on articles and on Google searches, sure, but it was also used in this biography. And I thought, silly me, that if a big corporation like Barnes & Noble, I thought that they would not post an image that was blatantly false. So this is something that everyone needs to be aware of. You need to not take things at face value. You need to make sure that you know that what you're talking about or what you're absorbing into your brain is true and accurate. And this goes for a lot of different things in life. It's not just silly true crime, YouTube videos and TikToks. That's a very small part of it. The things that you say and do and spread around, they hurt people. This beautiful image of this woman that is prized by her family has now been associated with something terrible. That is disgusting. There's absolutely no excuse for it. If you didn't know it was accurate, do not put it out there. Don't put it on the internet for anyone, literally anyone, to see and find and use. Don't put it on the cover of a book. Don't put it on Wikipedia. Don't put it into Google. Don't tag a name to a photo that's not associated to the photo. This seems like a really simple concept, but apparently people need a reminder. One example I can give you currently of false information is if you go and you look at my TikTok videos that are up about Billy Falau and Mary Kay Letourneau, on the first part, there's 6 parts, but specifically the first part, because that focuses on Mary Kay's personal history, people have commented so many things on that video that are legitimately false. And I think some people think that they're right. They're not trying to be dishonest or cause problems. They just think they have info to share. I'm not coming at you. If you were under the impression that you had good info and it turns out you don't, no judgment. Clearly, that has just happened to me. But some people are commenting things on that video and the other 5 parts of the TikToks, just blatantly untrue things. So many. It's just wild to me that there's so much false information, especially with that particular story. There's a lot of info available that you could easily fact check it. This brings me to my next issue. If something can be easily fact checked and people are still getting that wrong, think about all the things that people don't have a lot of information on. Basically, what I'm telling you is please think twice before you share any info about any topic that you are not sure is accurate and true. I'm not talking about opinion-based things. I'm talking about facts. And if you need an example of what a fact is, this picture of this woman is not a picture of this woman. That's a fact. Again, if you can take the time to comment, leave reviews, bring attention to this issue anywhere you see it, I'd really appreciate it. I know Betty's family would really appreciate it to never see these images associated with anything other than Betty ever again. So if you see someone use this on another YouTube video, another TikTok, a podcast, anywhere, please bring attention to the fact it is not a photo of Janie Lou Gibbs and that they need to remove it. I'm so grateful that Betty's granddaughters found me and got in contact with me right away so that I could take things down immediately. Internet, help me out. Please help me make it public knowledge that this image is of Betty Lou Spillers and that she was an amazing woman who was very loved and very respected by not just her family, but everyone who knew her and came in contact with her. Okay, so as I'm trying to edit this video, I get an email from Barnes & Noble and it says that my review has been moderated, and that's because it includes inappropriate media. And what they're referring to apparently is the fact that I left this review that says this is an image of another woman and it needs to be taken down immediately, and I would be hard pressed to believe that anything in this biography is true, considering this isn't a photo of Janie Lou Gibbs. How is that a bad thing? I'm making them aware that they're spreading false information and they're using an image that they don't have the right to use. Interesting. Jennifer is working with a lawyer right now to try to get all of these unauthorized images removed immediately. I'm going to go ahead and put her Instagram handle up on the screen and also in the description. If you have any information that would be helpful to her, please contact her ASAP. After that email I received from Barnes & Noble, I think it's even more important to have more people talk about this and comment on it and bring attention to it, because clearly just my comment and the family members' comments have not been enough, which is totally unacceptable, but the more attention on it, the sooner it will be resolved. The email response I received has left me fuming, so I cannot even imagine how Betty's family is feeling right now.